she got really excited about it, so that's good. So Mr. Johnson's on now, Mayor, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we're using the attachment, the budget book that you sent us.
No, this is I sent you this evening the items, both the police and the summary that we're going to go over tonight. I
I don't
haven't
know
put a
why.
book together for you yet,
I can
but here's the I have the police one up on the screen. I hope everybody can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Johnson. Hi, Coney.
I thought this might be an easier way to do it than
Yeah. It's
having it
cool.
out there. So I need to take off acting chief, obviously, on on Chief missed that, and so did I. So this is his staffing as it is right this moment. So we have the two trainees that he is budgeted for as they go through the academy. They both passed their first test of getting in. They start April 21st, and so their salary will change over time and end up when they finish after a year going to that final number there. We have a vacancy that he's working on right now. That would be the starting salary there. We have course code and then Mysteria. He puts a little bit of dollars in for promotions if he takes somebody from just being hired to a private first class. We do holiday pay that the officers get paid. If they work that, they get extra 10 hours.
Oh, I'm trying to move it down.
So the total salary expense, as you see, for this year, it was projected to be 545,074, but it didn't happen. And then the proposed budget. Usually with the police department, this is where we get our salary lag is, and that's unfortunate, but because of the difficulty we have of getting positions filled, we end up with some lag there. It helps us from a cash flow standpoint for sure, but from a budget standpoint, also it reduces. He plans some overtime, of course, can't avoid the taxes, Social Security tax, can't avoid that. State retirement, if you all know this, but we're a defined benefit program. So when we joined the state retirement, they did an actuarial study on the cost of joining. And so they spread that cost out over a period of years. And so this is the police department's share of that annual bill. It comes in one lump sum. Then of course, you folks and the employees all have 7% of their pay held out to go into the retirement plan. And then of course, that's your funds to get back if you last 10 years to retirement or if you withdraw with interest. So this is merely our or the police department's portion of that annual payment. Can I ask a question, Mayor? Do you remember why did you not join the police pension? Because of the cost for the police?
Why did you not?
When the town joined the Maryland State Retirement, they joined the employees division, and they didn't put the police in the police pension program that the state has. Was it because of cost?
Why they didn't put the police
Uh-huh.
in the state pension?
No, they did put the police officers in the program, but they didn't elect to put them in. The state has a separate retirement for just police and fire, and you all elected not to put them there and just include them in the general employees pension program. And the other one is more lucrative, obviously, for the police and fire. And I was just curious if it was a cost issue or if you remembered.
It may have been cost, or it may have been the way that it was presented to us.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm thinking it was cost and
yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
What was that?
Cameron had a question about state pension. So we have the town of Edmonston elected in 2013, I think, to join the Maryland State Retirement System pension, which is a pension program managed and ran by the state that's open to local government and, of course, state government. And it's a program that's for all. We do not pay contributions on behalf of the employees as it's a defined benefit. So each employee has 7% of their annual salary um, deducted. It goes into their account, earns interest, and then once they vest after 10 years, they're eligible for a pension upon reaching all of the age requirements and service requirements. So good question. No physical scientist, but we could try. We could think about something.
It was good when we were finally able to participate.
Okay, we appreciate having Cameron on. He always has good questions. Okay, and then health insurance. And so we pay, everybody knows this, we pay single coverage for all of our employees, so it does not cost them anything. And then we pay 65% of the family cost for our employees. So we are in the state of Maryland program. If you all recall, we reviewed the Legit program to see if maybe it could be more of a savings for us. It unfortunately was actually more cost, so we did not elect to go that route. So we're with the state of Maryland. They typically have an increase each year, but the rates are such that it's a great benefit for our staff and employees. And they can choose from Blue Cross Blue Shield, two programs from United Healthcare and from Kaiser. And then they have drug coverage, dental coverage between United and Concordia, and then a $50,000 life insurance policy. We pay for some communication charges, as you can see, for the patrol cars, wireless tracking, the wireless cars and cell phones the police officers use. Half of the phone for here at Town Hall. And then when the officers sign on to the state data system, we get a log on charge. Typically it runs about $21 a month, so it's not a lot. The half of the water bill, we don't use very much water here. It's kind of amazing in some ways. I guess it's a good thing. We don't have any sprinklers or any thing. I'm trying to learn it. And then there's the Pepco. I'm trying to figure out if we get any benefit at all from our solar panels. Nobody's able to tell me so far. And I've been reached out to a company to come and potentially clean them. And they're ignoring me, even though I've left several messages. So I'm going to have to find a different company. In the 11 years I've been here, they've never been cleaned. And I believe that probably that's something that should happen. But then also on the Pepco bill, I noticed that we never get any credit KW H for solar. So oddly enough, Alberto's replacement from Pepco, the government relations, have you met her yet, Mayor? Has she come to PGCMA? Ronnie?
No.
Oh, okay. I should let her know that she should hook up with you guys. It's Ronnie McTeer. And so she stopped by today to introduce herself to Avery and Jamel and I got in the chance to ask some questions about streetlights and about this, our solar panels and how it's on the bill. She couldn't really help me, but she can maybe get me to somebody that can explain it better. Bless you.
Thank you.
Postage, our postage is fairly low. We send out certified letters, but not a large amount. This is now, remember, this is for police department. Chief is budgeted for equipment, his ammo, his targets, his pepper spray, his first aid equipment, supplies. Stays fairly constant, although he spent more this year than he is budgeting for next year, so I'll have him take a look at that. Uniforms, he obviously got some new officers, and so he's raised that a little bit to allow for that outlay. Training. He has various training. He gets a lot of free training. Are you all still doing your training grants at Legit, Mayor?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
we should be putting in for one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making a note. Okay. Dues, he belongs to various organizations, and those are the annual dues for those particular ones. And then our contracts. This one is he can explain further if you all have more questions on this. This is one that I struggle with. We have parking data company that processes our parking tickets. We don't and tries to collect. We don't use them much anymore, and so we very low volume. And then this is the program we've never started. This is the parking violation review officer that we passed an ordinance a number of years ago, but we've never set up the review or the officer to review tickets that are written here locally. And then if you remember Axon, when Chief Harris was here, we bought upgraded equipment.
Something about that multitasking, difficult to do.
And so Chief worked with Axon to make sure that we were getting the right numbers here, and that's who keeps our stores our body camera footage. That's who stores our car cameras. That's where any evidence information is stored, and so that's our payments for that, along with our license plate reader. And then a few years ago, we got AEDs for all the police cars and for here at Town Hall. And so we have an annual maintenance fee for that. Having that program, we got them free.
Can you slide it up just a little bit because our photos are, slide up the your page.
Oh,
Slide your page up just a little. Yep. A little bit more. Yeah.
Rod, what's the AED?
that's a automated defibrillator.
Oh,
So the officers have them in their cruisers and are trained to use them, of course. And then there's one here at Town Hall.
and I remember the Axon, the body cameras were like on a 5-year payment plan or something.
Well,
Yeah, it
this
was
is the
like
frustrating thing about this is that if you recall, we spent $95,000 that we borrowed on lease purchase payments to buy all of that equipment. Then this is just simply the storage and maintenance of all that equipment that we bought. So we're still paying on the lease for the $95,000. It goes
Is that the line that's under There's two things on here, Rod.
No, the lease gets paid out of the capital account, and so that particular lease goes till we originally borrowed $95,226, $226.90 in September of 2020, and that lease goes to 2027. We pay quarterly lease payments of about $4,625. This is
Okay.
just simply all of the maintenance that goes with that system that we purchased.
Wait, so $11,000 a year for the maintenance of it,
Correct.
plus $12,000 a year for the storage of the data that it collects.
Correct. Yeah, it's a very expensive program. I don't know if Chief Harris explained that very well.
No, certainly not the maintenance component of it.
Yeah, I know he talked
$12,000
about
a
all the
year.
equipment part of it, but
Interesting. Okay.
anyway, Chief has worked with Axon to get these numbers down to where they are what they should be for us. So
Okay.
we have a few little general repairs that we do. Obviously, this year we haven't done anything. And then his fuel budget, that's our fuel is purchased from the county system. They're always behind on their billing. And so we end up going over the year, but I'm going to look at this one because I know that's part of last year, a big part of last year and what we've paid this year so far. So need to make sure that that's going to cover it. I see Mr. Elliott. He wants to be a budget financier tonight. Vehicle maintenance.
Thanks,
He's
Cameron. Have a good evening.
on his vehicle maintenance and his fleet. He's having lots of car repairs and he's got a program and a plan to move them around. And we have one included, a new one included in lease purchase for this fiscal year.
Rod, why would
Mhm.
just holding on to the vehicle maintenance? So he's estimating that the cost will be 15 grand less than it was this year.
Yeah, because
Right.
one, he's planning a new car, a new vehicle, and planning to get rid of two that are clunkers. So that are costing him money. Right now, I think he said he has one that's got a transmission issue. He's got one that's got an electronics issue, and he's got three under recall. I would ask him why, if he was here, I would say, why are you decreasing that more than 50% after what we've paid so far this year?
Yeah. Okay.
And that's a question I will ask him. He's changing types of cars potentially. I think he's going to talk to you about. Our workers' comp has shot up. Obviously, it's based on claims and salaries, and so our claims have gone up, and as a result, our premiums have gone up. Vehicle insurance. One great thing is Legit is a great organization for us from our property and liability insurance, our vehicle insurance, all of the insurance. Mayor Gann has served on that board for a number of years, and they've just done a phenomenal job of keeping our premiums from getting out of reach, and also doing a great job with safety reviews. And I have an intern, a college intern, writing a whole complete safety program, health and safety program for us, that he'll be bringing to you in before he finishes in May. So
Great.
I knew that'd make you happy, Mayor.
Yeah, great.
Police liability insurance, and that's one that stays fairly consistent for us because we don't have any claims, knock on wood. Our legal counsel, we budget a little bit of money in the police department for Judge Deloach to help assist with paperwork that's needed regarding employee performance, or if there's an issue with a claim or any of that kind of thing. We don't, as you can see, through February, we only used $1,500, so we won't expend the 2,500. And our auditors are the split between the two, police and general government, and so that's half of that cost. And something we have to have. Chief doesn't go to many conferences or activities, and so he's got his annual police conference, and then he doesn't go to the MML convention. If he does, it would be up for a day, as they have a special day, usually with the governor and a breakfast with the police chiefs organization. And then he goes monthly to his PGC chiefs meetings. Advertising, not much there either. We do a lot of our advertising is just simply through social media, and we don't need to pay. Same with printing, he has very little printing. Community events, he's got money planned in here for the list of events you see there. Looks like he's got some donations planned along with this, so that's always good. We are usually successful with getting some dollars for National Night Out, and not so much with Edmonston Day, but that's because we reach $10,000 typically with our Adopt a Child program. So when you ask the vendors, we don't go back over and over as much as we can help. Plus, we had all of the bikes that were large donations from vendors last year.
Rod, would it be possible in the projected revenue for the year to include whatever donations are?
Yeah, we have that.
Okay,
It's a line item in the revenue budget.
okay, that would
Mhm.
include whatever anticipated
Right.
donations are for this.
Right now it's at 10,000, so
Okay, thank you.
that's the goal.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Um,
I just feel like it's always helpful to have like a
yeah,
parent.
yeah.
that-
We're so lucky to live in a very generous community. Small but mighty, as the mayor says. And then he has some software that he uses. Yeah, Steve uses code software that manages all of his code compliance with, and then he also has a software from the same company that manages his licensing program. So, and then you recall the Lexi Poll is the policy management of the general orders policies for the police department. And I am not 100% sure what, oh, the scheduling, DMS is his personnel staff scheduling software that tracks their hours. And then I'm not 100% certain what the frontline, it I believe was our program that provided for citizen um, input and complaints. And so it may very well be that. So that is the police department's budget, and when Chief joins us, and for Sarah and Coney, I don't know if you were on, and Mr. Johnson, Chief is tied up with, we had a resident that was found to be deceased tonight, just right before the meeting, and so they're taking care of that. It's Mr. Luff, the little gentleman that used to walk with his little rolling cart around the block and lives there on Decatur, so unfortunately he passed away.
Oh no.
Yeah, we all knew him, and that's why everybody's reaction is, yeah, kind of hard to believe. But let's see. Let me go. What you're all most interested in is now that we have the police department, is the summary. And I sent these out to you. I sent this document out to you, but I also sent out the summary of where we stand. And the good news is it's a little bit better than we thought. Okay, back to sharing. Okay, Rod's got to get it open first and then share it. Okay, now it worked just so well. Okay, yeah, maybe it'll be. There we go. Okay, this, first of all, let's see if I can, I have to move my little screen there. Okay. So as you can see, this is the first line is the general government. And so you can see that the proposed budget is decreasing by about $30,000. The next budget is the public works, and you can see it's also decreasing. It's decreasing by about $74,000. Police department is going up, and primarily going up partly because of the workers' comp, um, obviously, and some of the other costs that the chief has built into his budget. But, whoops, did I just lose it? No, there we go. And then we have our grant dollars that we just are basically we budget for the grants that we receive and the expense that they're going to happen. They don't always happen in the year that we put them in the budget, but we always plan same revenue versus it's an offset. No real impact to the budget because we get the same amount of revenue for the same amount of expenditures. Debt service, we are continuing to pay on the payment of the bond money that we borrowed some way back when we refinanced in 2019, and it goes to 2027. We are almost to the end, and that money is back money that Betsy and the mayor spent or did something with way back when. So
I tell you, when they refinanced it, I had nothing to do with that. I think we had gotten money to pay it back. I have no idea what happened to that money. You have to talk to a former
yeah, I
mayor and
understand.
his sidekick.
I couldn't help saying
I know.
that. We don't have any ARPA funds obviously this year, so
Sidekick.
that is gone. And then our capital expenditures are listed there. So our total proposed budget is 3,502,450. So where does that fall with revenue? That falls, we have 1,976,855 revenue. So don't pay attention to the bottom, go down here, and there we go. We're at plus $65,550. So that's like a really tight budget, but it doesn't require you to raise taxes necessarily if you don't want to build any further cushion. Our reserve fund is at 510. We're going to have to use a little bit of that. We're going to use part of it for that lot purchase that's going to come up here in a while. And then our operating cash is continuing to run kind of low as we don't have any big revenues coming in during this time. We're getting ready to build licenses, so all of that money will be coming along with there's some hefty personal property tax bills out that haven't gotten paid yet that will be coming in. So it's just a tight cash flow. I've got a grant reimbursement of $200,000 to waiting on to get back from our bond bill. Streetlight, if you haven't seen the streetlights on 47th are installed. I don't believe Pepco's turned them on quite yet, but it's all hooked up and ready to go. So I would be happy to review more of this with you. We can go down to the revenues, and here's the property tax rates. You can see 4 years there. So our rate for the coming year will be 40.4239. This current year it was 0.4456. So because we use the constant yield rate, that means that the property tax doesn't go up, it goes down as a result of increased in valuation. And we don't get to take advantage of that in terms of taxes. Yes, ma'am.
So, Rod, if you can go back up to the revenue total.
Yeah, I was going to go down to the line item revenues, but you want to go up to the
Yeah,
total?
I just think it's incredible that with the work of you and the chief and everybody in the town that our grants that we receive are pretty darn close to what we pull with revenue. I mean, I just think that's remarkable.
Yeah, we tell people all the time. I just told somebody, gave him a big speech about how we couldn't. Oh, I guess it was I didn't give a big one to this one, but I did the other day. But the Pepco lady, I told her we couldn't buy new street lights from them without grant money to do it because we just don't have that capital in our budget to do it. So
Mhm. Yeah.
um, Pepco's in the process of determining whether we have to buy those old street lights, replace those old street lights, or
Mm.
turn them into LEDs. So,
Okay.
um, but with our grant programs, we've been able to add, we have the 40 green lights on Decatur. We have 16 on Crittenton. We've now added 14 on 47th, and we're getting ready to do 12 here on 52nd. So all of our parks, the goal with those accessory lighting was to light the way to our parks. And so all of our parks will have that additional lighting on those streets that you access a park. Plus sidewalks, as you know, we got the grant to do the sidewalks on this street after all, only we got it through CDBG versus the state highway program. And so it is ready to go out for bid, and it'll be constructed this summer. And then we'll have sidewalks all the way from Crittenton Street Park to the rec center. And then our next area, the sidewalk we'll try to focus on is over on the other side on 47th and also on Hamilton Street. Um, but we try to get grants to do that.
It's fantastic. Amazing.
So the only uncertainty I have with the revenues is the speed cameras, and the chief assured me today again when we went back and looked at the numbers again that um, our numbers are going to be somewhat accurate, but it's very hard to tell. So $70,000 in red light fines. The red light camera, he said, should be up and operable in May. So this would be the first full year then of that. And then the fact that it's coming back after it's been gone from that location for period of time is probably good for us from a revenue standpoint. Because if you all recall, back when that was first installed, we got about $250,000 in revenue off of that one camera. And then it kept, as people got used to it, knew where it did what it was supposed to do, and that was it lowered the numbers. So, he thinks we might even break that number, but I want to be really ultra conservative. Same way with the speed cameras. They're going to be up and going for their 30-day trial period in April, potentially with ticket writing actual tickets in May, within considering payments will start coming in then potentially in July or August. So we'll have a full year of that speed camera operation. So we'll see what happens. But if you notice, interesting thing, after we canceled our contract with the company, we've received $46,525 in payments because we aren't paying for the rental of the equipment. So that that's been a boom for us a little bit that we didn't anticipate. But as you can see, we budgeted 240,000 and we're getting 46,000. So 50,000, we're well short of what we had anticipated this year when we put that program in place almost 2 years ago. our state income tax is constantly gone up, and we like that. Don't know how that's going to be this year with the state situation, $3.9 billion deficit. We don't get a lot of state funding, so I'm at this point, I don't think the mayor and I have heard anything negative about HUR funds yet. In fact, I got the estimate and they actually went, I think, up a little bit. Right there, yeah, state highway revenue went up to 122 from 107. That pays for like our street repairs. Some of it we can do signage with that, and curb repair, pothole patching. And you notice we didn't have many potholes this winter. We
No,
only
we didn't. Yeah.
knock on wood, that's wonderful because of the new pavement, but
Yeah.
we got a few that we got to go around and get fixed. There's one on 46th, and there's one out front here. The county took away our dump fee rebate. It was $3,500, which I guess wasn't a big deal, but our amusement tax continues to be well done. They run the little our go-kart track really well. Our apartment inspections, as you see, is going up because of the action you took on raising that fee. And the mayor assured that that does not get passed on to the residents. There's the donation line item, 11,000. And then we get some miscellaneous. And then our interest is going down some because we don't have large balances that we had during the ARPA time. And also our interest is higher during the fall when our balances are higher. And that makes up that 1,976,855. Questions? I had two other things to talk to you about. One was about the street lighting and the costs that Councilmember Turberville had asked for them to compare. So for instance, with our new rate from 0.04939 cents a kilowatt hour to 0.0989 kilowatts per hour, it would result in an overall increase of $8,812.78 for lighting the street lights.
Okay.
So the Pepco cost, if they were to stay with Pepco, is 0.12 cents per kilowatt hour. So even though we see a big increase, apparently what Ronnie told me today, and our supplier Enron Energy said the same to some degree. There's data centers that are opening within the electrical supply area, and when the data centers gobble up a ton of electricity, and the like Pepco's they don't generate, they buy the power out on the grid, and so she said that then they have to go back when they don't have enough electricity bought for the system. Then they have to go back, and then they end up buying it at a very premium cost in order to supply that electricity. So Enron also said that somewhat of the same thing, in that with the volatility of the market that they are seeing right now is unfortunate, but they do believe it perhaps will level off eventually. And then, of course, we'll be locked in with our rate like we were 4 years ago with the 0.4 cents. So I hope that answers your question. So
Yes, thanks for looking into that, Rod. So what we're doing with the 0.4 cents is obviously the best
yeah.
option. I'm just curious for like the medium to long term, if there are avenues we could explore to just become less reliant on Pepco. Like if we might be able to.
Well, this is one way we buy our power from Constellation Energy, not Pepco. out on the grid. So that helps some, but we still got to, because Pepco supplies it on their lines, we still got all those charges that come from Pepco. If that makes sense.
So I guess what I mean is so that
I don't know how I'm not sure. I mean, I hear you, and I'm not sure, but I'm not sure how we become less reliant on them when they're the only.
I was just thinking about like installation of more solar panels, right?
Okay, yeah,
And we might
okay.
be able to find a way to, like, I think it would be incredible if we could like get ourselves in the position of being able to actually be selling energy back to Petco.
Yes, yeah, I agree with you there. That's why I was trying to root out the building here, because I think when most solar companies come to your home and sell you the idea of solar is that it's going to reduce your electric bill tremendously and pay for the lease or the cost of the things. And
Installation,
Ronnie
yeah.
said that today now the companies are making it more proactive for leasing the lease to own or whatever, to make it more um, accessible to
Mhm.
homeowners. And so, yeah, perhaps that's why I wanted to get the solar company here to see if we could have an opportunity maybe to add panels here on the building.
Mhm.
To be, and like you said, there's some grants still going on with the Department of Energy with Maryland. I'm sorry, can turn my phone off. That we can explore. So yeah, good idea.
I don't think we have enough room to put enough solar panels up there that we could be independent. I think we might be able to sell back maybe during the summertime with
Mhm.
more panels. But I've looked into it, and you need, there's not enough roof up there with enough sunlight, I think, where we would make money.
That's good. Good to know, Betsy. Thank you. And you have a big house, so you had lots
Yeah.
of space.
Even with my house, I've had them come in, and if they covered everything that they want to cover, I could sell back during certain times of the year, but I would always be relying on Pepco
You can come
for
in.
some calls, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, if we could put panels out along the river,
Create a solar field. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
then we would definitely be in good shape.
Okay. Great. I got a
Rob, I'll
note
just
to.
add that, and I'm just adding this because I heard you say Constellation. I do a lot of work in Baltimore City, and BGE is owned by Constellation, and their hikes this year have been really bad, to the point where their council is looking into how they can control it. So I don't know if that's a better option.
Yeah. Good. That's good to know. I knew that she said that Constellation was a sister city of Pepco. I mean, a sister company of Pepco. So I guess that maybe that's how it is. I of Pepco and BG Exelon, I guess somehow. I don't know. There's so many of them. They have. She said under the Exelon name, there's 6, BG&E being one, Pepco, and 2 or 3 others. So that's good information, Connie. Thank you.
They come in and talk to you, see what they might be able to do if we did a town.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because to me that would benefit everybody.
What if
People,
we could do if we could do solar street lighting? Mayor's
also,
Mayor shaking her head yes.
I know years ago they went
Solar.
when it first started with the solar panels. They went into communities, and if a percentage signed up to have the panels installed, they gave them some special pricing and special rates.
Okay.
I don't know if they're doing that anymore, but I do know one time they were.
Yeah. Awesome.
They have the LED lighting that is charged by the sun, not solar. but you do have to hook it up
To the grid.
right, but through the sunlight, it actually charges. And isn't that considered LED, not solar?
Yeah, they would be LED for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because we do that. We're sustainable property where I work, and that's what we do with our life.
Okay. Good. Some great things to explore. Good ideas and suggestions. So I will get all of these documents out to you in a book so you can have more time to look at it and review it, and so that we can have some more discussion if you like. We can try to trim more expenditures, review revenues further, whatever you folks would like. I do think that some of the actions you've taken, for instance, the um, public works reduction in cost has been good for the community and good for the town in terms of expenditures. The change in my position has saved some dollars, and I hopefully you all would tell me if it wasn't working, but it those actions are helping, and then I just think we need to keep exploring other actions where we can reduce. We're coming out of the centennial year, so we were spending quite a bit of money on events and activities, and so Avery and Jamilith and I have gotten really focused on um, being deliberate with what events we offer this year, and trying to make sure that the costs are contained within the budget so that we're not going over. So not that we went over necessarily a lot last year. It's just that um, I wish we could get some more sponsors for some of our events, and if we had maybe more time for that, um, perhaps we could. But um, overall, we've got some great things happening. We have the soccer youth program coming with mentoring for athletics. It's a partnership we've had for a little bit. Avery and the mayor had for Unity Rally, and it's now expanding into this program. We have art classes and art lessons, and for after school and for seniors, and that's coming in April. We also have a healthy food classes happening at Eco City Farms along with yoga, and all of those are as a result, I believe, Coney and the mayor, for your action with Jolene Ivy over the rec center, because we got a $50,000 project grant from her office. So, or well, not from her office, comes from Maryland National Capital Park and Planning.
It's a good thing. Good thing. Good thing. I think it's all of us. I
Yeah,
think it's all of us.
I
Parking
heard that there was
problem.
a change at the council level today, that she's no longer the chair, so we may not get that favoritism again. Questions?
Can you say
Um,
a little bit more about the after school art program and the soccer program? Like, who's that open to so we can share it?
Yes, it's getting ready to, Jamil is working with athletics to do the flyer, to do the registration, and it'll basically be a soccer I don't know the age yet, but it'll be for youth to feed into the Prince George's County Soccer League and into the soccer tournaments that they have. It'll run through May, June primarily, and then the art program is by Arts Now, and there that's going to have all different age groups. It's going to have after school. It's going to have um, senior art classes. It's and so that's all getting ready to come out, Sarah, in April and May. So we will you'll be getting flyers and information as those programs are developed. And then Avery and Jamilith is doing a summer art camp experience during spring break. And so that's open, Avery, to what age?
It's open to the age of upper elementary and middle school. And
Okay.
we hope to accomplish in that program to develop some things that we can use for display during the Edmonston Day festivities or parade.
Okay. And so that's during the PGCPS spring break period?
Correct.
Okay. In like 3 weeks or so.
No,
And
that's a 1 week, that program.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's
Yeah.
in
about 3 weeks away.
Like
Yeah.
April
In 3
14th,
weeks.
something like that.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And the program, the after school program to be in April and May, did you say that's sponsored by Artworks now or?
It's called Arts Now.
Okay.
They're in Brentwood, but they're going to do it here at the rec center. And I wished I had. Let me see if I can tell you here. Hang on, and I can tell you a little bit more about it. And then we're also doing a summer, a spring break soccer clinic for 2 days, Thursday and Friday that week. But it is for, I believe, age 10 to 14.
Okay. Okay.
Let me see. I'm going to bring up. Here we go. Okay. So the art classes, whoops, not that one. Okay, here we go. So are you seeing this?
No, right now what's shared is still the budget.
Okay, let me stop. Well, that's all right. I'm not going to mess with that. I'll get it all screwed up. So they're going to have 5 sessions per age group for a total of 20 sessions between mid-April and the end of 30. And so they're going to do creative aging art for older adults ages 55 or better. That'll be during the mornings on weekday. They're going to do teen art drop-in, which is from 4 to 6 p.m. based on the end times of William Wirt and Parkdale. They're doing elementary art drop-in, and that is going to be from 2 to 4, which is based on the end time for Rogers Heights. Family art evenings, youth ages 12 and under have to come with a parent, but Artworks will be teaching artist, and teaching artist assistant will be there helping, but the parent does have to come. And so they're working on those kinds of programs for us in April. And we'll be rolling them out here in the very near future.
That is amazing. And as they're thinking about dates, PGCPS has all kinds of like random 3-hour early dismissals and days off. And I think sometimes those are the days that create like the greatest burden on parents.
Okay. Good. We can suggest that back to Amy. She's coming by tomorrow, so.
Yeah, if it'd be helpful, Rod, I can send you a list of what those days are.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah, because I think they fully like have made up for the snow days that we previously had. So
Right. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, well, I think there was an extra day built in at the end of the year too. So that's
Like the 18th or something like that.
yeah. So that's going to be like the last day instead of the 17th or something. I can't exactly remember, but
Oh, okay.
A half day. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, so I'll get the books out. We'll continue on the road. We'll have our public hearing at our April council meeting, presenting this budget, unless you have some other changes you want to make or think about, which you have plenty of time to get in, we don't have to have it I got the notice from the county that they want the county rates for our taxes back by May 16th. So at our meeting in May is when we at least like to adopt it on first reading, that's going to be our tax rate. If you are contemplating a tax change, then we need to go through a set process and schedule, and we haven't done that. So could be a learning curve for all of us. But at this point in time, we're balanced with a little bit of surplus for the year, and knock on wood, things go good with the cameras, we will build a bigger surplus.
Looks good. All right, anybody have anything else? Thank you,
Last thing, no, go ahead.
sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I just a question about the tax rate. So, and this is pretty basic, but I just want to make sure I'm not misunderstanding. So, we have never raised the tax rate, at least since I've been on the council. And in fact, because it's like the constant yield rate, the rate itself has gone down, even though what people are paying might end up being a little bit more because of the valuation of their homes.
You got it.
Okay.
12, this is my 12th budget for the town, and in that period of time, we've never raised. We've always used the constant yield rate. So I can't speak before that, how long they went with the tax rates there. I can go back and probably find it somewhere, but
if we get into a bind with our maybe our town hall or something else, we might have to, but I think we're good thus far.
Mhm. So are the ARPA funds still going to be used for?
no, ARPA funds are all expended
We don't
for
have-
our part. Yeah,
Oh.
they were done as of December 31st,
We did good.
2024. They did all of our, like, a grant program for the stormwater, police cars, the trailers, a
I
long
don't
list
remember
of,
that. I thought we still had some.
yeah.
Okay.
But we have a bond bill. We have $300,000 that we're using to begin the renovation of the building here. And then we've asked for money this year. And I think Coney's had some conversation, even though it's a tight budget year for the state. I believe the Coney's had some conversation with our delegates, and so has the mayor. She presented that at District 22. I've submitted them all online. So hopefully we will get a little bit of additional funding for the building here, but
Okay.
Nobody's heard anything yet. I talked to the mayors just last week, and nobody's heard anything.
right.
It's quiet. Quiet in Annapolis.
Anything else? Oh, mosquito spraying. I budgeted in the budget to continue this mosquito spraying. We got notification from the state that the program is, if we want to participate, we need to give notification. It cost us $1,450 for the mosquito spraying. You can opt out if you don't want your property sprayed, but I guess I'm not quite sure if one house opts out in the block and the rest of them how they keep it from fogging. But that's something they offer. So any thoughts or comments? If not, I was going to just renew us.
I'd say renew us.
Okay. I know some folks do private companies. Does that help? Sarah, do you know? Do you notice?
I think so. Yeah.
The key is not having water sources where they can breed. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Last year it was sort of hard to judge because unfortunately
Right.
we all spent the summer indoors quite a bit because it was so sweltering.
Right. Okay,
How effective it is, but it must help some.
absolutely.
Okay. I'm sending you the early dismissals and days off through the end of the year.
Okay, terrific. I'll
There's just a handful here, but just so you have
All
it.
right, I'll share those with Amy tomorrow.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. All right. I saw something else on the agenda. Did you add something else on the agenda?
I
No.
just had the Pepco and the
That
budget.
was it. Okay. So if there is nothing else for this wonderful meeting tonight, we will adjourn now.
All right, keep Mr. Love's family in your thoughts.
Yes.
Ron,
Yeah.
tomorrow there's supposed to come by our house about the floods.
Yes.
Tell them they like, because I just got a text that I'm getting another little one here for the night. So they're starting to add up. If they give me a call,
Great of the year.
I can come down to town hall.
Okay. All right. They'll be
All
here
right.
from 2 to 4, so
I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
There's a second.
Second.
All right, thank you. All in favor?
Good night, everybody.
Aye. Have a good night.
All right.
good night.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Good night.
Thanks, Mr. Barnes.
Uh-huh.